Our dear Joan Claudette was one of a kind. She was daring, adventurous, and had a very sharp and unclouded mind. Some people called her Claudette, while others called her Joan. I and a few others called her Claudie, a term of endearment that was both touching and personal with a loving overtone. Claudie always had a sense of calmness about her and always maintained composure without a craze. Seldom did she let others ruffle her feathers, distort her demeanor, or fill her mind with distortion and rage. Claudette was an optimistic person who was wise beyond her years. She was a problem solver in every possible way and would tackle things on hand with positive attitude and without fear. Claudie was gifted with telling jokes that were well crafted and geared to make you laugh. They were often thought-provoking and funny, would even have a sense of class. She would phone you when she heard you were under the weather or just feeling blue, simply to make you laugh by telling you a funny joke or two. Her jokes were often just as funny as can be. They were simply geared to take away that humdrum spirit of yours and restore your mind with an upbeat joy of peace and harmony. As children, we were introduced to a book of poetry which we all loved and cherished for a great number of years. The book was entitled The Best Loved Poems of the American People. It was our go-to activity when we wanted to relax or chill out or simply wanted to block out any problems, worries, or fears. All five of us enjoyed reading our poems out loud as we sat or laid on our own tree branch. We willingly passed the book around to give another an equal and fair chance. Our own dear Bubba had a single poem that was always fun to hear. He read it with energy and passion, and it indeed was music to our ears. The poem, The Yearn of the Nancy Bell, was at first a poem of confusion and despair, but we simply enjoyed it immensely, and it was always a real treasure to hear. Claudie, like the rest of us, enjoyed reading poems that told a story. As she sat comfortably on her tree limb, she would either read the poem Guilty or Not Guilty. That was a real tearjerker about a girl arrested for stealing a loaf of bread, or a very funny poem designed to make us all laugh entitled Miss Fogarty's Cake. Throughout the years, her poetic instinct changed from poems of fun and entertainment to poems of substance and value. They were relevant and in tune with our society today. As years passed, she began to embrace poems like Langston Hughes, Paul Laurence Dunbar, and many other noted poets along the way. As she maneuvered through college, she wanted to share things she had come to know. She was a no-nonsense person who wanted to fill others' mind with knowledge needed to become productive, develop, and grow. She was a history buff and our go-to person when help was needed for our church's history programs. If what she needed wasn't readily available, she would do her own research and come with information we needed. And it was always right on time. Claudia was one who internalized the saying, knowledge is meant to be shared. And she didn't hesitate to share information with anyone at any time, day, month, or year. Claudie is no longer with us. She has gone home to take a much-needed rest. She encouraged all of us to read good books, increase our knowledge about our history, and to keep poems in our heads, our hearts, and our mind. And if that poem just happened to be when Melinda sings, just happened to come to your mind, consider it all worthy and just fine.